Yo, what's up, everybody? Welcome to Gym Leader Challenge versus Jeff Beish here. All about that. Beish joined, as always, by Logan on this Tuesday night. Logan, what's up, dude?
Not much, man. Ready to sling some cards around. Like I had mentioned to you right before we hopped on here, I got the grass mowed today, so felt like a productive adult. Now it's time to bring me back to my childish roots, be a kid again.
Oh, yeah. Grass did something, guys. It got cut. uh, I will say, so like last week at my local, I know that I talk a lot of crap about grass, even though it's one of my favorite types. But I played a really sweet game last week at my locals against a double attack grass deck, and I am kind of itching to play it. It was very similar to the list that you played on stream, Logan. I think we at the end of the match we were like, we probably need like a third attacker. Is kind of what the list felt like, but
Fair.
yeah, but it was fun. It was fun. Anyway, it made me think a lot of our matches. It was a really fun one. But we got another really fun one today. Um, Logan has very graciously put together a really cool medal list that I don't think any of us know what's going to happen, like or how it's going to play. But I just want to see it in Logan's hands. And so we got the second place medal list from EUIC here with us tonight, and then we're putting it up against two decks that were also in the top 8 of EUIC. One of them being Lightning Spread, which was pretty prevalent. There were two in the top 8, and then two Hitmon Bros, both in the top 8. And Logan, I think one of the reasons why Metal probably did so well, and specifically the list you have in your hands, is because decks like the two that I have on show tonight were pretty common into that event. Do you feel like you have a pretty good matchup into what we got going on today?
Yeah, definitely. Which metal, of course, is always just a pile, and it depends on how the cards play out, how you draw. If you're hitting some of what you need to hit, which the deck definitely plays into that. You know, you see already kind of on the table, and we'll get into it in a minute, but you see Matang on the table. So there's definitely some ways to manipulate the top deck of our deck. There's definitely some interesting lines that looking over the list this week and kind of workshopping it that I've been able to find. Um, this is a list that, interestingly enough, like you had mentioned on the pod this past couple of weeks, not running Jirachi, so relying heavily on some of the other kind of setup guys in the deck. But I definitely think that if you get set up, you get a board established, especially with one of the Tech Stadium cards that Metal has access to, it really kind of gives some of these spread decks a little bit of trouble in the format with these bigger guys.
Yeah. And I didn't realize, I kind of was thinking like spread is dead. Like, as someone who plays so much spread, I've lost so many games recently where opponents have just played well, like paralleled themselves. So I was not thinking that spread would be as big a player it is. But after seeing EUIC results, after talking to Ben Morse last night on the pod, which hopefully that episode will be out soon for everyone, learning more that like people are starting to really think that spread's got a place. And so I'm interested to see tonight how it fares against a deck that's, no one thinks it's top tier. No one's sitting here being like, Metal's the best. But I'm really interested to see how these games play out. So let's hop into it. I want to play Lightning Spread first, Logan. So that's what I'm gonna
Sure.
pick. Do you want to? I mean, my Lightning Spread list is pretty stock. There were some pretty exciting Lightning Spread list at EUIC, so I got to make sure that at some point I put one of those lists together. I mean, one was running like Ampharos, and it had the Raikou that does like 20 more damage for each lightning energy attached. So like some of those cards were crazy, but I do not have them together tonight. So pretty stock lightning list. So nothing really cool to talk about on my side. But hey, Logan, run us through this medal list that we're all excited to see.
Yeah. Got the medal list from the second place EUIC finishing for the Switch Series tournament that had happened over EUIC. One of the largest Gym Leader Challenge tournaments that you know I can think of off the top of my head with that player count. Um, and this list, piloted medal list, very straightforward. Like I had mentioned before we were getting into it, it relies heavily on some different support Pokemon that Metal obviously uses, but the one glaring, you know, minus of this deck that is not here, the cut, being Jirachi. Now, I think that the deck probably plays heavier into some of the Matang line, trying to flood the board with energy. We do have 11 basic energies in the deck. So we have the ability to make sure that Metal Makers hit. We use the Revavroom with the Rumbling Engine ability so that we can discard a card, fill our hand to 6, and then Bronzong with the Metal Links to bring a Metal Energy back from the discard pile. Another support type Pokemon, but also heavy hitting attacker, the new Archaladon, with its Metal Bridge ability. All of the Pokemon with any Metal Energy attached have no retreat cost. And then its Iron Blaster attack for 160 for 2 Metal and 1 colorless energy. And then, of course, Metal plays always, you usually don't see a Metal list without a Zamazenta. Zamazenta just being that staple of Metal. Its Retaliate attack can ramp up to 220 damage if you were knocked out on the last turn. And some of the more interesting Pokemon in the list, Dialga. Now, Dialga used to see a ton of play in Metal. Metal has since gotten some newer attackers that it makes use of, but Dialga's Metal Blast is 60 plus 20 for each Metal Energy attached. Takes 3 to have on board, so you're doing 120 right out of the gate. If you have an additional energy on it, you're doing 140. And then its Temporal Backflow puts a card from your discard pile back into your hand. So a unique way to recover resources that most other decks don't really just have access to. You can recover items, Pokemon, special energy, anything that you want with Temporal Backflow in a pinch. The Emergency Entry Metagross. I love this card. I know Josh loves this card. I know you love this card. So seeing it have a high finish really, really makes me happy. This Metagross with its emergency entry, if you top deck this Metagross for turn, you can immediately put it onto your bench if you have space and draw 3 cards. It's an awesome attacker with its Meteor Mash. It's very energy efficient, 100 damage, and then if you get to attack with it again another turn, then it does an additional 170 HP. Big guy, hard to knock out, and very interesting that you can have both the stage 1 and the stage 2 in play in the same game. Really cool with this list. And then this is what made me see the deck and be like, yeah, I'll build it. 100%. I'll build it immediately. I love this card. I love this worm. This was one of my favorite Metal cards when it was first brought to the format in Paldea Evolved. This Earthworm with its nutritional iron, if you have at least 3 Metal Energy attached to it, it gains an additional 100 HP, making this thing a 230 HP basic Pokemon. Its shoot through attack isn't the strongest, but its damage manipulation in some interesting ways. It does 100 damage to the active, 30 damage to one of your opponent's bench Pokemon. It does cost 4 energy, but if we want to get that ability online, we're going to need 3 anyway. So definitely going to have that. And the Metang is going to flood the board with those energies. We're hoping to get this guy powered up pretty quickly. Deck also is playing Max Elixir and, of course, Metal Saucer, the 2 item cards that Metal has access to kind of accelerate those energy into play a little bit quicker. The tech inclusion that I mentioned that I'm sure this player had in mind going into the tournament, because it's not really, this is a tank and heal style list. There's not many heal cards in the deck. In fact, there's really no healing cards in the deck. No Mallow and Lana, no Switch Cart, nothing to heal. But we do have the Crystal Cave. So the Crystal Cave is probably your answer to spread better than anything in the format, because it essentially can just erase almost everything that a Lightning Spread or many of the other spread decks in format do on their turn. I know that one of the more popular fighting lists from EUIC featured Ting Lu. So this essentially eliminates a Ting Lu's attack if you can pop it into play. Now, it obviously fuels Ting Lu for another attack, but you're going to have the advantage having healed off and completely nulled a turn that Ting Lu used to attack you. So, okay, definitely one of the cooler tech kind of inclusions in the list. I'm pretty excited. Like I said, we have top deck manipulation. That was the only other thing that I really wanted to mention. The deck does play both Cypher Maniac's Code Breaking and Mallow, so we have multiple ways to stack the top of our deck. Obviously, that plays in big with the Metal Maker ability, making sure that you can hit Metal Maker, but it also plays in with the Metagross, being able to top deck your Metagross and pop off with the draw 3, have him onto the bench. The only difference in my list and the list from EUIC is I don't have the optimal Beldum, like I mentioned to Beige kind of going into it. So I don't have the magnetic lift Beldum. Obviously, that seems like a way more powerful Beldum, given that you're playing the Metagross. You can just stack the Metagross and go as early as turn 2. But we'll see if it has any effect. Maybe not.
Yeah, I don't think it will matter too much. Optimal basics is kind of like everyone talks about optimal basics, and obviously
Oh,
the niche situations where you need them, like it's great, but like yeah, just play your favorite basics sometimes. And magnetic lift is pretty cool. I know a lot of people prefer call for family. I think to retreat on that one though, which is one of the reasons why I'm not the biggest fan. But man, I love that you mentioned that Metagross, dude. That Metagross is sick. You know, when we had our mat to the day, I still love watching back that video because like it's just like we're kind of like in a stalemate, and I just like top deck it, like don't even like Mallow or Cypher Maniacs, and just like plop it on the bench just so good naturally. And into these spread decks, giving your, you know, dopey bench sitter a little bit more beef is going to be, I think, pretty important in this matchup. You know, don't let that 100 Metang, because 100 is just 2 Electivire spreads. Now you can get it up to 170. I mean, that's 4. So, like, you're doing a lot of damage here just by evolving. Excited to see how that will play out. No Rachi, like you mentioned. Really surprised by that. Rachi's a card I've been wanting to cut. I wasn't brave enough, Logan. I wasn't brave enough. And so this person, this pilot, I don't even remember who it was exactly. It's up in the article in the pod episode
yeah.
we did. But man, so brave. So brave to not play Rachi. Kudos to them.
It's a 2-card cut. I mean, essentially, because you're playing no Rachi, no skateboard.
Yeah.
So you see the inclusion of Gloria in the list. A lot of decks have been going away from that supporter style setup, but I think Metal with its bigger Pokemon really kind of needs that card. If I'm being honest, I've
Hmm.
always kind of thought that, but see.
Yeah, we'll see. All right, Logan. Heads or tails? What you feeling?
Head.
All right. Heads it is.
A second.
Cool. And I'll just while we're putting down cards, I'm just playing boring old lightning spread. I got Electivire, Flying Flip, Tapu Koko. I'm playing Raichu, and because I'm playing Raichu, I'm playing the Minim. So there's a lot of different things that we've got going on. Um, Pretty good hand, to be honest. I get to run all the counter cards, which is really cool. No Elekid in my list. Yeah, looking at a pretty good start again. Love this hand. I really love Lightning. I know people are a little down on it, but it's been putting up results and doing well.
Think that it's only going to get better as the new whale comes into prevalence.
Agreed. All right.
Uh,
We'll draw for turn here. I'm going to go ahead and just snap attach to Electabuzz. I do happen to have Buddy Buddy Poffin, which is just so good. So Buddy Buddy Poffin, let's check our prizes. Flaffy and Tynamo. Oh, goodness. I do have a card in my hand that will help me a little bit with that. So I don't think that will change too much. Counter Energy's in here. To be honest, I might be more sad about Counter Energy than I am anything else. And that Silent Lab will be pretty good against some of these metal basics you have, namely Zamazenta. Buddy Buddy Puffin, gonna grab me a couple things. It's got to be the Zebra. And then I do think I want Mareep out of them all. So there is that. All right, all you after that, Logan.
draw for turn. Top deck level ball. We've got a lot of good basic search going on with this early turn. We've got level ball and buddy buddy popping to go along with. So we will do lovely little cheater prize check. See what we've prized. We've prized Worms, Amazenta, Varoom. Not good.
All right, we prize Silent Lab. So you just prized all your basics with abilities, and I prize my way to stop them.
Do you think will be more important? All right, so level ball and buddy buddy poppin'. Those are going to be very low value cards.
It's kind of fun to note, kind of a funny interaction. I have Hex Maniac in my hand, and you happen to have Magnetic Lift Beldum. So you could put Metagross on top of your deck theoretically, and Hex Maniac only stops Pokemon in play, hand, and discard pile. It does not stop emergency entry Metagross. So Logan would get to, even if I played Hex, would get to put it on
Which,
top and do
which
the thing. Now we do see it in your hand. You just showed it to us.
we also
Oh,
have Mallow. So we had we had the stack. Lovely. So buddy buddy poppin' will literally get a Bronzor since the Varoom's slacking off. We'll
mhm.
go with level ball then to get Bronzong. We'll go ahead and evolve since it's our first turn going second. Can at least get Bronzong safely into play to survive a turn, possibly. Um, and then supporter for turn, you're gonna go Mallow,
Okay.
stack the deck.
It's one of those Hisuian Heavy Ball.
Yeah, definitely a thought.
I guess Ball Guy would just be effectively better than.
Yeah, I just looked over at the computer to see. I don't think the list isn't running ball guy.
Okay. All right. I
Ball guy,
respect that.
ball guy, ball guy would be huge.
I think
It's looking like a Gloria angle and Hisuian heavy ball, but the problem is that I'm only getting one of those. Um, and I think that it's gonna have to be Gloria to kind of get me Pokemon into this game
hmm
that are bigger guys. So, um, I will stack that card, and the other one's irrelevant since we'll be playing that one immediately afterwards.
I want to know what it
It
is, though. So interested.
definitely would have been a cool emergency entry angle.
hmm Well, our top deck here is going to be pretty important.
Those two cards back on top of our deck. He'll pass it back over to you, B.
All right. What do we draw? All right. Nothing good. You haven't set up, you haven't presented a board to spread in. I have a couple of different things to do, but like I just don't see this game going my way without a Dynamotor. And I know that both Dynamo and Flaffy are prized. And so this is one of the reasons why I'm such a big fan of Gladion, in a list where you're not actively taking prizes, which we do have Zapdos, but I am going to play Gladion. This feels like a pretty good moment to just like, let's just grab the thing, right? So I'm just going
Right.
to grab Flaffy. Well, go ahead and evolve. Again, I've got other plays, but I mean, this just feels like the moment. Like, if I'm ever going to have a chance to play Gladion, it's here. And then I'm going to Thundershock. So we'll do 10 damage, flip a heads, and it's paralyzed. Here we flip. It is heads. That Beldum be paralyzed.
Draw for turn. And look, Gloria. I'm gonna play Gloria.
hmm
Get the Duraludon.
The Duraludon's actually like pretty bonkers in this matchup. Pretty big, basic that also evolves a little bit more. Uh, has a chip attack into my tiny lightning Pokemon. It does thing.
Evolution Incense.
All right.
We're gonna get Matane. Evolve our Matane. Our Beldum into
Yep.
Matane.
Now, here's a thought with the Metagross in your hand. If you hit off Metal Maker here, are you attaching to the Metang?
Yep.
Yeah, I'm worried about that. We need to get
You don't
into
know
it.
I have that Metagross in my hand.
I don't know that. I know that. But I'm going to worry about it and then keep it out of my mind.
Instantly gonna know. Which, I mean, the thought of having to retreat this thing with no energy in hand is pretty rough anyway.
Hmm.
But I don't have any energy, so this is the only way to get energy in play anyway.
Yeah,
So we will, from that Metal Maker, top 4. This card is
bad.
terrible.
It's so bad.
Card is terrible, man. All right, we will send these to the bottom of the deck. And consequentially, none of those cards were good cards, so that does help.
Hmm.
All right, and all you be.
All right, let's draw here. Oh, hey, just draw the Electivire, chat. Um, there's Electivire. And then I'm going to use Mahala here. I'm going to say goodbye, Hexamaniac. Goodbye. You know what? Goodbye, Super Rod
Okay.
instead of Cynthia. And let's go ahead and do the thing. Speed energy for show. Although recycle energy might be kind of nifty. I think I want the draw though. Here is Stormy Mountains. And then I do get a tool. I think I would very much just like a U-turn board at the moment. Let's go ahead and play Stormy. Let's use Stormy. I like to get something that's going to be slightly relevant. Raichu might be relevant at some point. I think we will grab Pikachu. Just get an evolving basic if we can. Also don't want to draw into it off of this speed energy, which is the reasons why I'm sequencing it this way. Want less Pokemon in my hand, more good cards. All right. Let's go speed energy here. Draw 2. All right. Go ahead and drop down a U-turn board onto Blitzel. And then I think from here, I'm just going to Explosive Bolt for 30. If only I could play Magmortar in my Lightning GLC deck.
Draw for turn. It's a great top deck. It's going to allow me to Metal Maker to hopefully be able to hit on metal energy and be able to put those elsewhere.
Mm-hmm.
So let's start off the turn with our Metal Maker.
Ugh. Card's so bad.
It is, man. It's so bad. I don't understand. I mean, that's obviously how this deck wins, is to hit on your Metal Makers. There's 11 basic metal energy in here, but you and I have both seen this card in full action on these streams, and every time that we try to play this card, it's just terrible. So now we're going to lose our Metal Maker ability, but hey, was it doing anything for us anyway?
It's a late game card.
We will evolve into Metagross, attach work turn to Metagross. Getting much value in field blowing the Stormy Mountains, I don't think alone. Could get the U-turn board, but don't have a way to remove the hand, so I don't really see much point in doing that. Let's just Meteor Mash for 100 damage, and next turn we'll do 100 more if it stays there.
All right. We'll draw here. That's an interesting reason maybe not to shuffle my hand away, but we got to. Let's bench a Regieleki here, and then let's play that Cynthia. I know I grabbed this Flaffy early with that Gladion, but haven't had any energy in the discard pile. Need to get into Zebstrika ASAP. That would be nice. Need to find Lightning Energy first, of course. One of the reasons I really like Cynthia in this deck over Professor's Research is you're already doing so much discarding. I just feel like
Yeah.
having that shuffle back in, like I've already had to discard Super Rod, so like do not want to do too much discarding from this point. So here is a big six. All right, a lot of good stuff in the hand. Here's Zebstrika. Here's Recycle Energy. Trying to think. Let me do the math real quickly. If I muscle ban Electivire, it just doesn't matter because if I get into Regieleki next turn, we
Yeah.
can do some stuff. So I don't think it matters too much. Yeah, let's go ahead and high voltage. Oh, is there any reason for me to Stormy Mountain? I'm trying to think. I don't think so. Yeah, well, high voltage current will do a lot everywhere.
50 to everything.
Yep.
Right?
Yep, 50 everywhere.
Draw for turn. Top deck of metal energy. 'Cause that
Yep.
makes the most sense in the world.
Yep, yep. There you go. It was the next one for your metal maker.
um, we're gonna need to take a prize this turn. Attach for turn to Regieleki's HP 120.
120. Yep.
Attach return to Dialga. Yep, and then not much else to do. We would be your mash.
All right. Recycle energy coming back to hand. Goodbye, Electivire. It's been good knowing you. We'll go up into Zebby boy. And then we will draw for turn. All right. I kind of want to find a Raichu this turn, if I'm going to be honest. Maybe even
Damage on the
over
board.
the Regieleki. I got Muscle Band. So Muscle Band takes the Metagross KO, if I'm not mistaken. Now, is it 90? So I'd have to do, I was thinking it was a 110.
Nope, 90.
90. So I guess that means I got to go in on this Regieleki then. So yeah, I get to go counter gain here. And there are a lot of cards in my hand that I don't want to discard. Among them, this Recycle Energy. So I got Iono, I got Marnie. How many cards in hand do you have currently?
3.
3. So it doesn't matter. I think I'd rather just see the extra card. So I'm going to Iono here. One, two, 3, 4, 5, 6. We didn't find anything. We didn't find an
Hmm.
energy. We didn't find anything. And we found like a lot of cards that I like actively don't want to discard to.
Hmm.
But I think we have to. Like I don't think I can miss this opportunity. So there's Tapu Koko. Let's go ahead and Ordinary Rod. Back Electabuzz, Electivire. Let's go ahead and use Stormy Mountain and let's grab said Electabuzz. Got Guzma, I got Raihan. I gotta sprint him away.
Need energy.
I need an energy. And I need specifically a lightning energy.
Lightning energy.
Yep. I got a field blower, but you've got nothing on your side. I don't see. I feel like I'm gonna regret discarding this field blower, but I mean, we got to. So discard, draw 4. Oof. Mega oof. Yeah, I mean, we just whiffed all the way around. All right. Counter catcher up. The Bronzong. I'm going to go ahead and attach an energy to Regieleki, and then we're gonna retreat Zebstrika up into Tapu Koko, and then we'll pass from here.
Turn.
What a whiff, dude.
Basic Pokemon in the deck. I don't feel like I want to play this nest ball. We could recycle some things later and then get well burnt me too many times in recent games,
Mhm.
burning the nest ball, trying to thin the nest ball. We will attach for turn to the Alga. We do have Guzma, so we do have a way back into our Metagross. It is only doing 100 though because of being reset, right? And they're
Yep,
set to the
100.
bench.
So it can take care of Pikachu, Electabuzz, and Flaffy.
Feels like the engine is probably the most important thing. Cards do take a lot to kind of be able to get. So let's Guzma up the Flaffy,
All right, here comes Flaffy.
Metagross. Bash for 100.
All right,
Knockout.
hit down. Go up into Tapu Koko. Draw for turn. All right. I mean, we'll Ultra Ball away Minim and Electric here. And we'll go ahead and just grab a Raichu. I got Marnie in hand. How many cards in hand do you have?
5.
5. So I'll just be putting down 1. I think I'd rather, like, maybe I'll find a better supporter here. I'm basically going to take 2 KOs here if I get in an energy. And then we need to kind of figure out what's next. So yeah, let's sprint away Marnie.
Super strong.
Those are not good cards. But I did find an energy. It's just off of Volkner.
Volkner.
So Volkner's going to get me an item.
It's a good card.
Yeah,
I
good
like the
card for
Volkner.
sure. To be
I played.
fair, with how much I've been discarding stuff, I think I might just want Palpad. So Palpad energy.
Yeah. Probably fair.
Let's go energy on the Regieleki here. Let's go ahead and Palpad. Guzma Raihan back into the deck. And then trying to think of anything else. Let's Stormy Mountain. Let's get a 1 energy attacker down in Zapdos. Maybe clean up like a Dialga or something like that if we need to. I've done a poor job of getting your prizes right, Logan. You are 2 prizes down, right?
Yep.
Yep. So we'll retreat into Regieleki, who's got counter gain and 2 energy on it. We'll go ahead and do 120 to the active. I'll put 40 on Bronzong, and I'll put 40 on our Chaladon. Or Duraludon.
Huge turn there. Big swing.
Yeah, just imagine if we had done it the previous turn.
Right. So I do have access to Versus Seeker. Need to hit an energy to be able to attack with this Dialga. We can attack with this Dialga with 1 more energy. We can guarantee this KO. So I think that's probably what we just want to promote. Just promote the Dialga. Try to take a knockout. Go from there. All right. Draw for turn. Pretty good card. I don't know exactly what math that fixes. That just does 90, right?
Zapdos is 80.
80.
And you know I've discarded Field Blower.
This Fighting Fury Belt does actually matter a little bit. This instant. That would put him just out of range.
Yep.
We'll drop Fighting Fury Belt. We'll bench Zamazenta. We'll play Super Rod to shuffle back in Metagross, Bronzong, and Bronzor. It's down 2 energy, 2 there. Probably needs to be 1 energy, but just don't think that we can afford to not get all the pieces back here. We're going to be able to fetch one of them out immediately with Nest Ball.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll Nest Ball said Bronzor back out onto the field.
Yep.
And then for that, I think we are going to rip an in.
Okay. Yeah, we finally got Dynamo and we had Electro Power, so the Zapdos would have been lethal through the Fighting Fury Belt.
Ooh.
Also had access to counter energy, so we could have like Raichu, put some more damage counters on the board. Of course, you have 2 Pokemon that do not have damage counters currently out there.
This is huge here. We really need to hit this energy.
Yeah, man, I would really love to hit a Raihan here. So, all right, close.
Perfect. Works out beautifully. We will evolve our Duraludon into Archaludon. We will put Mount Coronet into play.
All right, goodbye, Stormy Mountain.
Got a lot of use out of it for sure.
Mm-hmm.
We will use Mount Coronet to put 2 energy back into our hand, attach 1 to Dialga. I think this is just where we are from here. We will attack for 130 damage and take a knockout. Metal Blast.
Right. We'll go up into Zebby here, and we'll draw. All right, pretty good card. So yeah, still get to take the KO if I'm not mistaken, right? Because we'll do 110 to Dialga, and that will be 160. Is that what, 170?
Yep, 170.
170. So I would need Muscle Band 2. Do I have access to all of that? I do. Okay. All right. So yeah, let's I mean we have access to it because of teammates.
Yep.
So let's teammates. There's Muscle Band. You shuffled away my E-Power. There's E-Power. Here's Energy. Here's Muscle Band. Here's Electro Power. I'm gonna go ahead and play Evolution Incense here. Let's just go ahead and grab ourselves an Electivire. All right, let's retreat up into Zapdos here. Probably just worth it to go ahead and sprint those 2 cards away. That's Professor's Letter and a Switch card. All right, those are pretty decent. And then I'll Thunderous Assault here, which is going to be 100, 130 for just enough.
I will promote Bronzor. Draw per turn. Let's start with Trainer's Mail, actually. See if we can alleviate this a little bit.
Okay.
And we'll take
This is a tough decision.
It is. It is. I have teammates in hand, so I have knockout in hand.
Okay.
With Zamazenta. So
Okay.
then it's the question if Zamazenta stays alive. I probably would rather have Zamazenta doesn't take a knockout any of your board right now. So Boss's Orders doesn't do me any good.
Mm-hmm.
So it's probably just Cynthia then. That was the mental math being done in head there.
Yep.
Okay. Then we will play for turn teammates.
Okay. I mean, this is going to be like what? Metal Saucer plus Bronzon potentially into energy from hand. That's pretty busted. Teammates just so busted at allowing these sorts of turns.
But then we're still an energy short.
Hmm. Are you running counter? I guess that list is a Tang list.
It is a Matang list, so it's
Yeah.
not.
I want to say I think that Matang's so worthless that I play counter energy in my Matang list because it's not going to hit anyway. Might as well play the counter.
So, Bronzong. You do have energy in hand. I don't think we would want to concede the Bronzong. I think that we can attach to Bronzong and retreat it, but that just does not feel right. We
Mm-hmm.
can grab the float stone. Grab. Rope's terrible. Rope just resets your Zapdos. Man. Thought we had it. Thought we had it.
I'll say yeah, it was a lot of cards to have. That's why I was thinking you had counter,
Yeah.
but I guess
Yeah,
we're
yeah,
equal
yeah.
on prizes anyway, so not that it would have mattered.
I'm gonna go with Bronzong Stone. Bronzong
Okay.
Float Stone. Evolve. Stone. Bench for room. Patch for turn. Metal links. Treat into 90 on it. Treat into Archaludon. Pass.
All right. Draw here. All right. Let's go ahead and play escape rope here.
Okay. Let's promote.
Iono's Wattrel. I want it to be good. I really do want it to be good, you boy Frank, but it's just not quite good enough, I don't think. It's the attach to it and discard for turn. That's the issue. No, giving me the Varoom. What are you doing?
Me? What am I doing?
Yeah,
I don't know.
I didn't want that. Oh man, kind of giving me what I want, like, but not what I want. It's hilarious that this is happening right now.
Well, I'm not gonna give you the Bronzong. I'm not gonna give you the Zamazenta. I like that thing healthy.
Yeah.
So
Well, I mean, I guess it's a decent Lusamine turn then. Um. Yeah, so I'm gonna go ahead and Lusamine here, and that's gonna get back Stormy Mountain and teammates. Go ahead and play Stormy Mountain here. I am gonna go ahead and put a counter energy onto Electivire. Let's use Stormy Mountain. Ooh, do I have any recovery left? No, I don't have any recovery left.
aren't a lot of it early.
Yeah. All right. So we're playing with what we got on the field.
To be fair, it's probably enough.
Well, yeah, that's what we hope, but you never know. All right. Retreat, flying flip into Zapdos. And then from here, we're going to Thunderous Assault for 80 in the KO and take our first lead of the day. A little punish for my play now with what I got off my prizes.
Let's return to Zamazenta.
Mhm.
To just Cynthia before I do anything with the metal links.
Makes sense.
Well, Cynthia, and so that's another reason why I pushed you Varoom. I had Revavroom in hand, so probably should have pushed the Sarchalodon with the damage on it already, but I don't know. I'm not 100% skilled in the metal. I don't know that many people are.
Yeah. I don't hate it because you're denying me like by giving me the Varoom, you were denying me like a maybe double or triple price turn.
Right.
Obviously, like a Crystal Cave could have maybe ruined that for me to a certain degree. Um, but yeah, I did not hate it. It definitely was not what I wanted you to do.
Sixth card was the Metagross. Wow.
Dang,
Why
dang.
can't you get the seventh? Dirty. Alright. So we do have Ultra Ball. We don't have any basic Pokemon in the deck. I think that probably just did draw into Lux Cape and your field blower's down.
Facts.
So I could slap the Lux Cape onto this Zamazenta, but Zom is not like taking recurring attacks over and over. We would love to have access to the worm by this point.
Mm-hmm.
Don't. I think that is probably the best play, though. Get this up here, get this big, strong dude up into the active. If you're going to knock out this Archalodon, you're going to knock it out over time anyway. We will go Metal Links onto Archalodon, retreat into Zamazenta, and retaliate for 220 damage and knockout.
All right, Zapdos is super dead. All right, I'm gonna go up into Tapu Koko here, and we'll draw. That's a pretty interesting draw. I'm not sure if it's the draw I wanted to see. I do have Raihan here. So Raihan energy onto Electivire. Let's go and get a card from my thin, super thin deck. Maybe just that card right there. We're gonna be back into our deck here in a second anyway. Gonna go ahead and rescue Stretcher here. We found recovery. We just found it off of our prizes. Regieleki.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, that makes sense. Rescue Stretcher was definitely never in that discard pile, so.
Yep, electric. And is there anything else I want to grab? I'm gonna have to, so might as well grab a Zapdos. Put those into the deck. Let's go ahead and use Stormy Mountain here and get Dynamo out. All right. Attach energy to Electivire. And then let's go ahead and retreat here up into Electivire. And then we'll high voltage current, 50 to everything except Zamazenta, which will take less because it sucks.
Any.
only I had
140
Silent Lab.
on the Archaludon.
What, it said 40 left.
Yeah, 40 left.
All right, so you got to deal with
I
Electivire
saw
this turn.
somebody. I saw somebody doing their dice like this on the full grip thing the other night, and I was like, kind of like that. I don't
Yeah.
like counting in sixes. I like counting in fives.
Fives makes sense. I respect that.
All right, draw for turn. And what did you say before I cut you off? I'm sorry.
Oh, I couldn't even remember
I
what it
gotta
was
find.
now.
I gotta find something.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
gotta. I've got. Yeah, I've got to probably just attack with this Archaludon, because it's over if you get to attack again. That was what I was thinking in my head going into the turn. So we do have Metal Links for another energy onto our Archaludon. We have attached from hand to Archaludon. Cypher Maniacs in hand, but I really don't think that Cypher Maniacs is providing anything for us. Let's do this. We're gonna Ultra Ball away Evo, Soda, and Cypher Maniacs in our deck of a Pokemon. In it of the Revivroom.
Yep.
Revivroom are going to research, shuffle the deck. We research away Revivroom, a basic energy in the Metagross. Fortunately, not going to be able to shuffle that guy back in and get him going again.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so theoretically, we have at least 2 turns here, depending on what you find.
This other attacker Worms been hurting me. I've had several turns where like I could have to set it up. Now being another one, we got Metal Saucer in hand, so a great time to get another energy on it. But it's okay. We can retreat for free with the Zamazenta.
Archaludon's so good. Free retreat, baby.
We'll Iron Blaster for 160 damage and take a knockout, going down to 1.
Cool. I think we got game in hand, I think.
Yep, you'd have to have it this turn, but you got it if so.
Yeah, so we just have Recycle on Raichu, right? We got to do 52 places, right?
Yes.
Yeah, and then I have Teammates. And so that should be the Eel. And then any other card doesn't matter. It could be anything. It just doesn't matter because we can then Eel onto Raichu. It only needs 2 energy. Retreat our Zebstrika here. And then, yeah, we'll Collateral Bolts. And we'll do 50 to all your Pokemon that have damage counters on them.
Close game.
Yeah, that was definitely a close game.
And I feel like this deck just did not do anything that the consistency wise that it's tries to do. I don't know, man. That was not good draws, but yet where it's so big, like you figured, it kind of just hangs around a little bit longer than those evolving decks where you're taking 2 prizes multiple turns. You had to kind of lay back and take 1 prize a couple of times that game where Red doesn't really want to do that. It wants to be spreading every turn as much as it can.
Yeah. And I think that game showed why like the Zapdos is so good. Like Zapdos is like legit. Like not just your donker. Like it sets up math pretty well. We were able to hit your Dialga like when we had a Teammates for the 2 exact cards to get there. But like that was a pretty sweet turn. It's just so good into chunking big attackers. And then you kind of had to deal with the Zapdos because it was my best cheap efficient threat, which kind of left like my other things on board. So I don't know. Cool card. I love that Zapdos. I obviously hate it first turn. Being donked by that Zapdos is the worst. But it's got a lot of good utility in the mid to late game too. All right. Are you down for another game of that, or do you want to play against Hitmon Bros for this next one? So are cool. I'll play Hitmon Bros here. Because I didn't get a chance to play it. People might remember this. Logan banned me from playing it last time out.
And
What?
I text you for some lore for the viewers. So Beige had mentioned he said, you know, I talked to my chatter slogan and we thought about doing a stipulation for this. You know, we should have done it earlier, and that was when Beige was up, I believe 2 or 3 games to none. And I was like, yeah, that'd be fun, Beige. You know, we could do it anyway. He was like, I don't remember what you said you were gonna. Oh, you said you were gonna make me play spread,
Mhm.
and after I won. I messaged Beige back, everyone, and I said, okay, so my stipulation would be Beige says that you never leave home without your bench barrier. I'd be like, Beige, tonight you're leaving home without your bench barrier, playing a deck that
No.
has it and not playing it.
Don't do it to me. Don't do it to me. Or will I be without my Machokes or my Manaphy's or my little baby Mew? Hit me right in the soft spot. All right, Hitmon Bros list coming up. For those of you who don't know, Hitmon Bros, super sweet list. One of my favorite lists to play in all of Gym Leader Challenge. You have the 3 Hitmons. You have Hitmonchan, Hitmonlee, Hitmontop. You got to string them together in terms of attacks in the order I just said. Each cost 1 energy. First is 30 in switch. Second is a 90 snipe attack to the bench. And the third one is 60 to everywhere. You pair that with some good cheap attackers. We've got Machamp, who's pre-evolution Machoke, has a bench bear. And then you have Revenge Lucario as well as the new Okie Dokie. And that's the list that you get. A lot of switch cards, a lot of draw and effects in this deck. And of course, a turn 1 Use Mahala and it's over, chat. So excited to see this. I've got 1 badge left, Logan. 1 badge left at my locals. It's fighting. We've been saving. We've been waiting for this moment.
Easy. Easy peasy.
Believe it or not,
Salivating.
probably not going to play Hitmons.
You're going to play your coal lift.
I might. I'm thinking about it. Thinking about
Oh,
Cole. All right, we have a bad hand,
well, that's good.
but we do have a basic.
I have a basic too. I have a pretty good hand. I'm going second, obviously.
Yeah.
Um,
That's why my hand's so bad.
so, all right,
Let's do it. Good luck.
good luck. I got Orthworm.
All right, we got Hitmonlee. All right, we'll draw. All right, that got slightly better here. So I'm gonna bench a Machop. I'm gonna go ahead and play a Team Magma's Great Ball. And I'm gonna get an energy. I'll attach that energy to Machop, and then I'll pass the turn to you. I probably should have checked my prizes before I attach this energy to Machop. We got
Oh,
dang, Ninja Boy's prized.
your favorite card.
I know it's over. We can't ever win.
Bench room. Actually, before we do that, let's play the card that lets us look at our prize card.
Mm-hmm.
Let's play Cybermaniacs Code Breaking.
Dang, I'm about to get metagross, Chad. Talk about spread deck's worst nightmare. A stage 2 that comes into play basically as a basic that you can't devo. Oof.
Yeah.
100 damage also takes care of almost everything I've got.
Yep. That's exactly where this bottom card on the deck. Definitely going to change from that position. Real quick.
Means you probably have a good bit of basics in your hand then.
Nope.
Oh, okay. At least you got Reverum and a giant worm.
Yep. Bronzor and Bronzong are both prized.
Okay.
That's rough. But
I have Silent Lab in hand, and I was like, if I only have Hitmonlee, do I play Silent Lab to like take away your Bronzor's ability to evolve just to kind of stop you from having an explosive start? Like those thoughts like were racing through my head, and then fortunately I just top decked Machop, and I was like, cool, we can save Silent Lab.
Like, what is an explosive start with this deck, though? Being able to Ultra Ball away some energy, Evolve, or even Quick Ball, I guess.
Yeah, you would need it,
Quick
but we were gonna do
Drop,
everything in our power to keep playing the game.
drop Varun, attach to Orthoworm, pass back.
All right, we'll draw here. All right, that's a pretty good draw. Doesn't really change a whole lot of what we're gonna do though. So I am gonna level ball.
Thinking about a weird interaction in this one is like, can playing Okie Dokie, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
So you can Okie Dokie, but you can't Silent Lab yourself because then you can't take out the worm with Okie Dokie.
Yeah. I'm
Funky.
kind of wishing I had found a way into Okie Dokie, if I'm going to be honest. Like, I think this
Yeah,
might be a matchup where I just need to Okie Dokie more
need
than
it.
I need to do
Yeah,
anything else.
I think so. I
Like
think
even getting to the combo here, like you haven't benched anything, so it's like,
so.
do I even care? So like I have a couple of different like outs here. I have Rainbow Energy in hand, so I could like guarantee the attachment to Hitmonchan. But I think I'm gonna maybe roll the dice here, as I'm often want to do. And I do have a Cynthia. So Cynthia looking for maybe like a basic energy or a different energy to attach to Hitmonchan. Strong energy would be pretty good. But also if we get Okidogi, maybe we can go ahead and start attaching to Okidogi and just deal with this Earthworm ASAP. And of course, you know, at the same time, not attaching this Rainbow to Hitmonchan, I'm going to miss out on it and we're going to lose the game. Things that happen. Costello popping into chat telling us Battle of the Mid. Fighting versus Metal. Hey, these are top 8 EUIC lists, baby.
Huge.
All right, there's the energy, the first one. All right. Such a good little draw here off of all this.
That's a good draw.
So I could get an Okie Dokie this turn, but sniping your Rever Room is calling me here. So I think we'll do that instead. We'll make benching really difficult for you, to be honest. And then we can always get back into Okie Dokie if we need to at a later point. So let's go into Hitmonchan here. I'm going to go ahead and hit and run for 30. And then I think we're going to stay in the active. Yep. Just to the Earthworm.
Draw for turn, top deck Metagross.
Yep. And Logan, we hit the active for 30.
Yes, yeah.
I think you put it on the Rever Room. I know I
Yeah, because
mentioned
you
Rever
said
Room.
stopping. Yeah. You said stopping the Metagross is calling my name. I got you.
Yep.
30 to the worm. All right, let's go. Fighting Fury Belt on the Earthworm.
Oh, that metal deck with a few changes won league tonight. Here's
Yeah,
the
no,
real
I saw
questions.
Z-Man.
Z-Man, was it playing Jirachi?
Yeah. Patch return to this worm. I think that's probably a smart thing to do here. We got Mallow again for turn. Buddy Buddy popping. We probably Buddy Buddy. We choose to get the Beldum out. I think that's probably what we need to do. Definitely going to have some way to get the energy out into play more quickly than just one per turn.
Yep.
We'll get the Beldum off of the Buddy Buddy popping. We'll go. Hello.
Mallow, baby. Have we seen Mallow and Cypher Maniacs in this game?
Both.
Oh, yeah. It got you Metagross, and it got you the card underneath it.
What's the energy?
Mm-hmm.
Starved over here so far.
Silent Lab going to come in clutch against this worm. Metagross packages pumping in your metal deck. Costello, are you all in? Are you like you max elixir as well? Is that the one? Well, it just it the I feel like the metal whiff feels different when you're playing Mallow and Cypher Maniacs. Like the turn that you whiff is the turn that you played that supporter, right? And then it's the next turn that you're fine. Or if you have a way to get into those, it's legit.
Cool.
Now you just whiff the Metang. Yeah, do I just like not even care about your Beldum? Is kind of where I'm at in the world right now,
That's a joke.
right? It's
That's
kind
a
of mean to
joke card.
say.
It's such a joke card, dude. All right. We'll put these two on top, that order, and then we are gonna pass back to you.
All right, we'll draw here. Oh, that's pretty cool. So I'm gonna letter here. The best part about Metang is that it evolves into Metagross.
Yes. So true, Costello.
All right, gonna grab energy here off of the professor's letter. Go ahead and attach to Hitmonlee. I get to conserve this energy, so I am just going to go ahead and use a switch here. I like having as much energy as I have on board here.
Like,
Um, go up into Hitmonlee. Now, here's the kind of problem. I mean, you can have Raihan, right? So, like, if you have Raihan, I'm kind of cooked either anyway. Um, yeah, let's just go ahead and let's special combo here, and let's just take care of the. How many cards in hand do you have?
3.
3. Oh yeah, let's take care of the Varum then. I know you're about to draw exactly what you put on your deck, but yeah, we'll do 90 to Varum. No supporter play that turn, I don't think. We'll let.
Do you? Yeah.
All right. Wow, that's the best one to have drawn right there.
All right, I'll drop a turn.
Yep.
I think I'm gonna put the Lux Cape down just yet. I think I'm gonna make you like have to deal with certain tools.
Mm-hmm.
Super Rod, put back Varoom.
Okay. Feels like a win.
Marnie. What? I'm gonna shuffle. Oh man, that's so incorrect, B. B, I'm taking a playback. 100%. I am because that. No, 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 no. The this play, this play was set up the previous turn by Mallow, and then I just completely forgot that I had done it. So, I'm gonna take back this super rod. The super rod's going. The super rod's gone to the bottom with this, yeah, the Marnie. Because I had stacked my deck back. I Marnied. Marnie. Oh man. Oh man. Oh man. No. Yeah. No. 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 Marnie. My bad. Yeah. Yeah. Same. Do it. Do it. Rewind. Rewind everything. Rewind everything. That's a total bot. That's on my part. Cause see, and I'll tell you why, and I'll tell chat why, and everyone can know how big of a boob I am. So the 2 cards that I stacked from Mallow were Marnie, Metang. So my plan was to be able to draw into Metang off of my Marnie, and then I just played a super rod without even thinking about shuffling the deck. Like, complete boob. No. Also, right. Okay. So Marnie, cards at the bottom of the deck. All my Seldom into Matone. I will use Metal Maker. We need one. We need one. We need one. We need one. Attach the Metal Maker. Bottom of the deck. Attach. Turn. To shoot through. Do 100 damage to the active. We're going to do 30 damage to your. It needs to be in the Machop. Where it gets into anything else.
Was I muted? My bad, guys. Yep, Gladioned this turn. I Gladioned for a card and just Hitmonchan after playing Lily's Pokédoll. Nothing exciting here at all. Appreciate it, guys. I had to cough, muted myself. Need to get better about unmuting myself because Logan can hear me at all times.
Yes. Yep. So I'm none the wiser for sure. All right.
I have to deal with a stupid Earthworm. It's so big.
Let's go. Attach for turn to Metagross, Metal Maker.
Nothing.
No hits.
Nothing. Such a bad card.
It is. It is, man. I'll keep preaching that. And we do have Not Stretcher. We could get the room back. It doesn't feel like a terrible time if we're going to try to establish that card to get it back.
Mhm.
Although we did just send the Reviroom to the bottom of the deck. Let's go ahead and get it. Let's not Stretcher for Varoom.
Yep.
Inch the Varoom. And we are just gonna shoot through. I don't think I want to play this Gloria. I don't see any reason to. Let's just shoot through, take out the doll, 30 more to the Machop.
All right. We'll go up into the Machop. Actually, I have to go up into the Hitmonchan, even though I don't want to. All right, we'll draw here. All right. Let's go ahead and scoop up net the Machop here. Discard an energy to the discard pile. Let's play Ordinary Rod, energy, Hitmonlee, energy. Back into the deck. I'm going to go ahead and play a Teammates here. Teammates is going to grab those two cards. Denied a prize last turn. Teammates does proc with Lily's Pokédoll. Lucario, Riolu do not. All right. Those are the two cards in my hand. I think we can all guess kind of what they are. Brooklet Hill. We'll go ahead and use Brooklet Hill here to go and grab ourselves that Hitmonlee. Don't know why I shuffled. but it's what we did. There's a Hitmonlee. All right, real question now is, do I want to take another KO or do I want to set up a multi-prize turn? I think we might have to be looking out for the multi-prize turn here. Although I would like another KO, and then maybe like Okie Dokie and Machamp can kind of clear things up.
Right.
So that might be where our brain's at. So let's go energy to Hitmonlee here. U-turn board. Let's conserve some energy. Go up into Hitmonlee. And I think, yeah, let's just take care of some consistency pieces. You're not overly benching. So yeah, let's take care of the Revel Room for the second time today.
Jerk.
You know, you can't play your consistency pieces against Hitmon Bros. I'm just gonna snipe it every single game.
True. So bad. Like,
oh, I meant to take Spexy's benchman chop as well.
Yes. Yeah, I wondered why you didn't.
Yeah,
like, is there a reason?
It went through my head, but then I was like, I need to evolve this. We're not playing Rare Candy in these lists anymore.
Metal Maker card is so bad. Oh my gosh.
I think you've Metal Maker 5 times tonight, and you've hit
And hit one energy card.
twice.
One energy card. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Twice.
Yeah.
Jeez, and that's so big right now because I have this Guzman in hand. I would love to just be like, yeah, let's just get rid of that Machop. But just gonna have to keep doing this the old-fashioned way. No other energy card in hand, and I'm not gonna overbench. So let's just go shoot through 132 Machop.
All right. We'll go up into Hitmonchan here and draw.
Yes, of a game.
All right, let's use Brooklet Hill here. Brooklet Hill. Gonna grab us a Hitmontop. Kind of a bummer. I do have to commit a unit energy here.
Yeah.
I'm gonna play Gladion for turn. Gladion can get me some stuff. Gladion can get me some stuff. Might honestly have to be. My hand's not in a good spot right now. Not in a good spot at all. Earthworm's at like a bajillion HP, right?
Yeah, a bajillion and one. Yeah.
Bajillion and one.
No. So 230, 270, 210.
210. Okay. Like I could get into Machoke, but like is getting into Machoke even getting me anywhere? So I think I gotta get that card right there. And then let's go Muscle Band on the Hitmontop here. Let's retreat into Hitmontop. And then I'm going to finishing combo. We'll do 80 to the active. We'll do 60 everywhere else. Maybe by not getting in Machoke here, we lose. I mean, it really just depends on our top deck here. We need a lot of help.
Man, if I Pokegear and off the first 4 cards see an energy, I'm gonna flip this table.
Trust in the Matang. Trust in the
Correct.
Matang.
Correct order of operations is definitely Pokegear, but I have sent a lot of cards. So the one thing about the Matang is that I have sent a lot of cards that are not energy to the bottom of this deck and have not shuffled in quite a couple of turns.
Yeah.
So
I mean, so there's at least 8 cards that aren't energy at the bottom of your deck.
Yeah.
And you're playing 11 and you've got 5 on board. How many in your discard pile? Us trying to do bad math here.
0.
So 6 in your top 30 something?
Yep.
I mean, odds are in your favor.
We're going for it. Metal Maker. There we go. It's okay. Another 1 energy card.
All right.
All right. All these are going to the bottom. Are about to get a look with Pokegear so that we can shuffle these up. Kind of reset this. Now that we've established that second. Definitely gonna goose up the Machop.
Okay.
KO with Metagross. But let's Pokegear first. Top 7. Take that in. Not gonna play the in. Take the in. Guzma up for Chop.
Here comes Machop.
Metagross. I'm going to your mash for 100.
All right, Machop is down. We'll go up into Hitmonchan, and we'll draw for turn. Let's Brooklet Hill here. Let's get a Riolu. All right. And then I'm going to Cynthia and Caitlin, discarding Ultra Ball. I think it's probably just in our best interest to get back teammates here. And we'll draw 3 cards. All right. Those are some good cards. Here's an Okie Dokie. Here is a Rainbow Energy. And then I'm going to hit and run, and we will stay in the active. That's another 30.
Hey, my friend, you are frozen. My
Mm,
Discord
mm.
call.
Oh, so many issues tonight.
Hearing you, and I kept looking. I was like, that's he's still hitting on top in the.
Unplug and plug back in. It's probably a new capture card. See what that does. Anything? Perfect.
Okay.
All right.
So now, what are you doing? 30 damage.
30 damage. 30 damage to the active, and we'll stay in the active. Thanks, Joe. Appreciate you. Yeah, thanks, guys. With doing the podcast and all that, I know I say this every time, but trying to do tabletop and webcam and all this stuff, it can definitely strain your resources from time to time. So I appreciate you guys being patient with us. That means a lot to me.
Draw for turn. Alga. Attack 2 Dialga. Metal Maker. Would have liked to have seen that Crystal Cave, but that's one thing about this list that's kind of interesting to me. The only way to really kind of search the Crystal Cave out would be in combination with like a Cypher and
A
something like
teammate.
that. There's no, yeah, teammates. And I do have in, but I'm ending myself at 3. Feels
Yeah.
kind of bad.
You're ending
These-
us up a card. You do know I have teammates in hand, so I don't know if
Yeah.
that's worth the end.
Yeah, I mean, I think it is anyway. I don't have anything that I want to play out of this hand. I'd much rather kind of have them go away. Let's do this. Let's Ultra Ball, discard Bronzor and Gloria.
Okay. This is what's kind of sick about the list now that I think about it. Like, if I KO this Metagross, you can just like night stretcher it back in the hand and put on top of them a tank, and like you just
Yeah.
have it instantly back, which is kind of
Yeah.
busted.
Yeah. Stretcher, any kind of the stretchers for sure.
Yeah, yeah.
Think that probably want to get Ralladon. And I can get our Chaladon. Our Chaladon gives me free retreat if I need to go that route, and it's another good attack. We are going a little bit more wide now, but we're going wide with bigger Mons at least.
Yeah, we might have to just okie dokie punch here in a bit.
I think that's going to be where game kind of goes to a better area. I'm in the inn.
Cool. I forgot you're at 3 prizes here. Problem becomes if I do go that route, yeah, I'm about to go 2 to 4 on prizes here. And then Okidogi comes up and slams. Okidogi survives any hit. Field Blower, Silent Lab kills the worm, so that could be potential comeback there. And then Lucario can come in. So like I have my prizes mapped out, if that's what we have to go to here. It just depends on really Crystal Cave, to be honest.
Play level ball.
Dang, that was a good end.
Bronzong's still priced anyway. Huh. A good end for you?
No, it was a good end for you.
Okay.
My hand is very very
Very Alright. I guess Dialga came down this turn. So I think this Dialga and Attachment came down this turn.
Mm-hmm.
So I think all's good in the world. We're just Meteor Mashing from here. Meteor Mash or knockout.
All right. We'll go up into Riolu here. You turn board back to hand. We'll draw. That's a nifty card. I like that card a lot. So let's Trainer's Mail here. I mean, just find the teammates again, huh?
Yeah, buddy.
What does the teammates get me though? Doesn't really get me anything. I kind of want the Surfer instead. So I get teammates. I can get Energy Rescue Stretcher, and I can Hitmon Lee this turn and just put more damage on the board. But then I'm just like, I'm cooked if you find Crystal Cave, you know? I can still take like a couple of KOs. Let's see. What's Earthworm's HP again? Like base HP?
130.
130. And it's got 150 marks. I still have to find Field Blower there too.
Got 140 mark, but yes. Yeah.
140 marks. Okay.
You have to find Field Blower and
I mean, I got Silent Lab in
hand.
hand.
In hand. Okay.
Yeah. But I got to find energy too. That's the real issue. Is I have to find recovery energy. So I mean, I guess like teammates is probably still just my best bet here. So yeah, let's grab a teammates here, and then let's just go ahead and whip the teammates. Do I even have recovery? That's probably what I should have checked. Like, do I have like a stretcher left? So I don't. So I do have, I guess, like different plays now. Different plays I can. Oh, I do have rescue stretcher. We good.
Oh, it's full gold, bro.
Yeah, we good. This is my bling deck, baby.
Bling deck, baby. Yeah.
All right. You turn board here. Rescue stretcher up the Hitmon Lee. Go ahead and attach energy to Hitmonlee. Retreat into the the Hitmonlee here.
Yep.
Trying to think if there's anything else I want to do. And then I'm just going to 92. I think we got to do 92 Dialaga.
Drop turn.
Can we do it, chat?
Start with Metal Maker.
Such a bad card. Such a bad card, chat.
Honestly, I probably shouldn't be Metal Makering at this point on it, to be fair. There's a lot of good cards in the deck and a lot of energy already on the board.
Mm-hmm.
Drop this energy. I'm afraid that I'll get stuck with it. We're just going to ruin your play a little bit here.
Okay.
We do have boss's orders on the Hitmontop, so we're not going to be off
Yep.
death. So boss on Hitmontop.
Yep.
And Meteor Mash for knockout.
All right. It's down. We'll go up in a Riolu. We got one card that gets us there. That's not it. Yeah, I don't think we have anything. Let's Brooklet Hill to start and see what's in our deck. I think this is just going to be GG's. I think we played as good as we could have gotten to, like, if we had gotten into Hitmontop there, it's a 4-prize turn.
Yeah.
Then we
I
would
don't
have
have boss
won.
there. It's GG's.
Yeah. So if we drew Clara there, I just dropped Silent Lab and we Clara and win 2. So like a lot of things that we could have done to win. We just didn't quite get there. Now I could probably stall like a turn or two. I just really need to take a KO this turn. And if you get our Chaladon, it's just like, it doesn't even matter that I've stalled. So let's quick ball away ball guy here. And then let's go ahead and grab Halucha. I'm going to play Halucha. We'll put a damage counter on the Earthworm. We'll put a damage counter on the Metagross, I guess. All right. From here, I'm going to Guzma up the Duraludon. Go up into Okidogi and pass. It's a win it, losing line. I think we lost.
Drop return, escape rope.
Yep, GG's. Oof.
Game.
Yeah. I mean, that's
the worm, bro.
To be fair, I was not. I was actually thinking that the worm was going to be fine. All I had to do was find.
Yep.
I mean, I had Silent Lab. I just had to play it at the right time. Like, I had it in hand. It was just. It was basically just like. It felt like it was a prize on your side that was just going to be like too easy for me to get, and you not expecting me to get it. So. Dang, man, so close. Obviously, you had boss, so you can't complain. Boss real good, and to our Hitmontop, and our Hitmontop was exposed. So Hitmontop plus muscle band, but we needed the muscle band, I think, to take the 4-prize turn anyway. Metagross was at 90, if I'm not mistaken, so we needed to do exactly the 80. So the boss turn was just GG's, I think, regardless of where we were at. We could have like escape roped maybe Halucha'd a couple times, but it still would have been tough.
Yeah, and with me having the escape rope, I knew that if you weren't messing with my hand that turn, there was definitely going to be some liability on the board that I could take. That Orthworm, even though he does have that hefty kind of ability and HP, he's only a 2 retreat Pokemon. So like, even if I would have had to have escape roped and retreated back into anything, then it would have been fine.
Cool. Logan, I'll leave it up to you. You want to play a third, or are you feeling pretty good about where we're at tonight?
I think I'm pretty cool at both the decks being shown. The
Yeah,
metal deck having played one against each. I mean, we've had some pretty long games tonight, so I'm cool if you're cool, B, tonight.
me too. I'm cool. That being said, that medalist was sweet. Obviously, like in the first game, we noticed Jirachi consistency was lacking, and sometimes we have to question: is the Jirachi worth it? Um, we saw Spread do its thing, but we saw Spread have to pivot in its game plan to a little bit to take single KOs. Game two, we just saw like good benching. I mean, I got to snipe Rever Room 2 times. We saw Fighting do fighting things. We saw Metal do metal things. You tanked hits, and Matang never hit. Did we learn anything tonight, Logan? Or are we just, is it just the status quo? That metal's what we thought it was, and so is fighting.
Yeah, it's definitely kind of that's where my heart's at anyway. If you can get this pile to be a top performing list, then you're obviously doing something that I'm not. And that's okay. Everyone's play style is different. That's why Gym Leader Challenge is an amazing format. You can definitely get away with doing things differently than other people and still succeeding. So while me and B definitely see now, I know Beige thinks that fighting's the best deck that there is in Gym Leader Challenge. Don't let him lie to you, chat. But I think we do think that metal is kind of somewhere in the middle, and a good pilot is always going to rise to the top. If you got a lot of hours in the deck, we've seen it over and over again.
Yeah.
So,
And we talked about some cool plays that never like manifested, right? We talked
yeah,
about Matang, sitting on your bench and then evolving into the Metagross. And you just happened to, I think, both games to just top entry. And,
yeah,
but at any point, those stretchers into that would have boosted some HP and denied me a prize potentially while taking prizes. So again, when I look at this list and I say, is this list the end all be all when it comes to beating spread decks? Maybe. Like, it doesn't even have a bench barrier, but here it is doing cool things. It is important to note that you didn't find Crystal Cave. I happened to glance and see you matang it to the bottom
yep,
every single time, it felt like.
yep,
So
yep.
yeah. So
I
there's
will
that.
say it did feel like, I mean, obviously against Hitmons and with EUIC, it was very a lot of rounds in that tournament, right? This is not your standard 4 or 5 round tournament.
Mhm.
EUIC went several rounds, so I think over the course of the day, the consistency of this deck did show itself. I had Gloria there for many turns, so were I not playing against a spready style deck, I feel like the deck could have set up.
Mhm.
So definitely take it and play it. It's a fun list and definitely something that I enjoyed playing tonight.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. Well, cool. That's all I got. Thanks everyone for hanging out with us. We'll be back next week, I think.
Sure,
Yep. So yeah.
I think so.
See you guys then. Have a good one.